Welcome back everybody to the GT series in Motorsport Manager. Before we get started, a couple of little changes to my Motorsport Manager series. Well, one little change. I'm going to be editing out the practice, probably just put it in at the end when we've got the setups. Just to let you know how it went. It's pointed out in a comment that no one really wants to see practice. I don't know if that's true, but I like giving the whole experience. There's a lot of channels that cut it down so much that you're hardly seeing any of the actual gameplay. But I do feel that maybe cutting out practices is a good idea. So we're going to try it. The single seat is going to go to a single episode with the management side of it and then the race. Probably be a longer episode, but hopefully it'll be more entertaining. It means you get races more often. And as for this series, I'm going to keep it as 2 for the moment and see how that works out with the management and the qualifying, because I feel the qualifying is worth keeping in. So let's get started, shall we? Not as bad a result as I thought we'd get. A 14th place last time out is a good result, especially considering how much this game hampers you for literally creating your own team. You start right at the bottom. Now, we got a lot of money in the bank, but we did lose money last race, and I think we're going to be doing that for a while because we've only got one sponsor, and I think it might be a while before we get a full car of sponsors. And these are the sponsors we really need, the race bonus ones, so that hopefully we can at least get some money based on performance per race. But I don't want to go crazy with that money. I do want a new driver though. So let's get started. Car condition, interview, sure. After a win today, we were wondering if you had any thoughts on Asta Landvik. She's an interesting driver, I guess. Her morale's gone up. I don't know why that was a good thing to do if we're not looking to sign her. Yeah, I've just increased the morale of other drivers on the grid. Hard fought win, contract offer accepted from Marina Romero. So we have a new designer. Just needs to sign it. I need to get rid of this one then. Sorry, Karen, but it's not quite right for us. Oh, that's a temporary one. We'd already got rid of it. Him. Word's a bit difficult today. Okay, let's sign her. Cost to break contract. So we're paying 124,000 to break that contract. She's not the best designer yet, but she has an awful lot of potential. And pretty cheap. So that's what we want. Hopefully she'll continue to improve. And we'll be able to be a good asset for our team. So, scouting. That's our new lead designer yet. Okey-doke. We're still scouting. Oh no, they're complete. I really want John Stadir. I really wanted her in the other series and she wouldn't transfer. Let's see if she is interested. That's progress. Let's just think about this again. She's a great driver. She's got a lot of potential. A bit of potential as well on top of where she already is. Not going to be cheap though. Really not going to be cheap. She is also a pay driver. The driver sponsors will pay you 283,000 for each race they are involved in. 50% if the driver takes part in practice only. I've just thought of a new thing. If you get a paid driver as your reserve and then put them in for practice, and you had a paid driver as one of your main drivers, you would get paid twice. Huh. Now I know why so many Formula 1 teams put in random rookies that are obviously paying to have a seat in practice. It's actually a good idea. But we won't think about that. I am going to approach. I do feel we need at least one solid driver. And John Stadir is definitely one. I shortlisted in my single-seater campaign. So wages are important. She's currently on 408,000. So it's going to have to be more than that. Let's go 45. Stats is fairly important. I think she's going to be our number 1 driver. That's fair enough. I prefer a short contract. Oh, that's... We're paying a lot of money to only have her till the end of this year, though. No, it's got to be a medium contract. I'm sorry. Buyout clause. Is that what her current buyout clause is? I got confused with this last time. I wonder if it's how much we've got to pay the team, or whether she's got to, or whether when she's released from the team. We'll go for an even split just in case it is something we've got to pay now. No, she doesn't have a buyout clause at the moment. Oh, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. She'd like a nice signing fee. I mean, it's got to be close to a race wage. 500,000. Jesus, that's a lot of money, isn't it? For someone who's effectively in GP3. Qualifying bonus 10th or above. Qualifying is important, so if she gets 10th or above, 36 sounds good. Race bonus, she finishes 7th or above. 90,000 is the max. 63,000. It's a lot of money, but I want this driver, and they get peed off pretty quickly on this game. Right, so that's the driver pending. Hopefully, she'll be interested in joining. And we need some new parts then. Just need to turn this crap box into some kind of half decent race car. Where are we going next? You buy everything we need. Okay, let's go for an engine. Let's go for top speed. Million pounds for an engine. Good grief. Okay, well, it's got to be average. Only needs to last you all season, so I hope I know what we're doing. I mean, I'm hoping we'll get some sponsors at some point. I want to leave it at around about 5 million. I will not go below that line until we are making a net profit per race, which we're not at the moment. Right, car repair finished. Great, you don't really need to tell me that. And we're about to hear whether we've got our star driver. Please don't be pissed off. Renegotiation. That's promising, I guess. Casino's house goes up in a blaze. Casino came home from his team's United Kingdom base HQ last night, only to find that its house had been burnt to the ground. Everything I owned was in that house. I feel like I've lost a part of myself. I don't know why I was so enthusiastic about that. That's terrible. Investigating officers have ruled out any chance of arson, instead believing that the cause of the fire was an electrical fault within the driver's high-tech music system. So he suffers a little bit from his house catching on fire. That's fair enough. Would affect anybody. Wheelbags of Wolf Hagen Racing is seriously considering retiring, not really of any importance to us. Right. This is our last chance. That's not good. Wages. Oh, she's really insulted by that. I guess she's going to a backmarker team, and she is a great up-and-coming driver. She's neutral. She's okay with that then. She's okay with the signing on fee. She wants a bigger bonus. Okay, what if we go to the same bonus as that, but we lower it to 8th? That sounds fair. We just got to get this right then. What's the max? 637. I really want this driver. Do we go 552 or 595? If we offered it, what did we offer? A 567. So if that's bad, let's say that is neutral. It's got to be one of these that's good. Oh, this is our last chance. It's a lot of money though. We can go 552. We're going to risk it. I'm sure we can get a cheaper driver if not. Drivers, I think that was just to tell us that Casino's struggling. I don't know who we're going to let go. That's the interesting thing. We're both paying them pretty much the same. A little bit more for Liani. What's their history? Actually, that is his first race. This is all these guys' first race. They don't seem to have a history like the single seater. That's one bad point for the DLC. Sponsors, right at last we've got a race sponsor offer. 14th or above, that's a good one as well. 150,000. Oh well, we've got to start at the bottom, I guess. What I mean by it's good, I mean that's a terrible offer, but I mean it's good because 14th is a position we can target. If we get a sponsor that wants us to finish second, it's not going to happen. Oh, rejected. Performance work you had us doing in the factory is now finished. Good. Nope. So we're not going to get Johnston here. That's a shame. Ah, sponsors finally coming in now. Right. One Cheat Industries, Carney Blanco, and Peach Plum. 3,500 per race. Good. We're starting to get some sponsors on the cars. I'd be pretty disappointed as a sponsor if that was my contribution to the car. You can barely see it. Right, we're going to have to think of someone else for the drivers. So, who else did we have? We had Alexia Parnett, 18 years old. We got Vanessa Silveria. What were our drivers? Yeah, our drivers aren't... They're not terrible. They just don't have any potential. Artuno Casino would be the so it's about 2 stars, but they need to be better for us to pay out all this money. Silveria has a bit more potential. Let's have a look. Let's scout a few more people. We've got to concentrate on the on improving the car. Thank you, motorbike. On improving the car mostly. So, else that's a huge amount to break that contract. Bayo Tang, short scout. Shen Kui. No, not really. I'm going to do it. I'm going to scout drivers. We'll see. That's a huge amount to break that contract, though. These are great drivers. Really started with a great driver in Dreyfus. Yeah, in our single seater. Anyway. We want kind of a mid-range driver. Vosu. Let's have a look at him. That's all we can scout. Right, let's continue. No, let's not. We're not actually improving any performance. Car. Okay, so they're just working on reliability now. Performance. We can improve that brake. I mean, oh god, these performances are terrible. And we can improve that suspension. Let's go back to 5.5. That's 84. We can get rid of that for the moment. Let's improve this suspension we've just built. 73. Yeah, I mean the rest of the reliability is looking pretty good now. It's going to be finished a long time after the race, but that's not a problem. Right, now we can continue. New engine is done. Hasn't shown up there yet. Check out car. Improve parts. Right, that's a big step forward for the engine. I'd like another one of those, please. Why does it not give me 2? It's so horrible. Design parts. Let's get another engine. This one will be even better. Plus 40 top speed during qualifying. Oh, it's qualifying specific parts. That's quite cool. Not much use though. You want it in the race. Build time plus 10 days unlocks an additional great component slot. Oh, I like that. It's obviously something from our designer. Yeah, let's go for that. It'll be a worse part for it, but that's going to help us down the line. Empty component slot. Oh, I can select both. Oh, how joyous. Okay, 1.1 million. Yeah, I know it's got to last, mate. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing, I think. Well, many would say I don't, but you got to keep appearances to these people. Is Jar going to retire? Don't care. And our final sponsor Splot. Final sponsor Spot. Wonderluck, second or above. I mean, they'll give us 100,000 up front. And a double bonus at Germany. But we got to finish second or above. Which we're very, very unlikely to do, so we probably won't be selecting that, but at least it's 100,000 in the bank, I guess. Fills up the spaces on the cars. Okie doke. Right, we're getting ready then for Dubai. We're gonna go. Oh, do you really think we can fluke 9th? Probably not. I'm gonna go safe and just get that 150,000 in the bank, I think. Oh, it's hardly any money at all, though, is it? Let's take a risk. I think we're gonna have a good weekend. I don't know why. I'm an optimist. I'm not really. I'm indifferent. But anyway. Okay. Parts. So we've still got our same 2 drivers, so we'll try and keep them roughly equal. Brakes will stay the same. The new engine is going to be incredibly unreliable, but fantastic in performance in comparison to that 2. I mean, is it a Ford Mondeo engine or something? I feel it's going to be a liability, but it's going to be quicker. Liani is a slightly better driver. I'm going to give it to Liani. They're okay with that. Good. Gearboxes, we haven't got any new ones. Suspension will keep the same. Yeah. Okay. Right, so we'll get to practice, and as I said, we will skip out practice. I will be back with you at the end of it to show you how the setups went, and a quick overview of practice as we go into qualifying. And so I shall see you there. Okay, so practice over. Fairly average practice. Oh, we've ended up with 91. We just clutched it at the end from Casino there. So as long as we're in the 90s, I'm happy with that. He's of course going to qualify on the super soft tyres. As for Casino, that's who I've just done. You pillock. Liani, 89, sorry. You can see we hit such a nearly good setup with him. Right from the beginning, 86, 88, 87, 86, 89. Oh, thank God I improved, because it was going down by 1% every time. It's still not quite where I'd like it to be, but it's good enough. It's good enough. I can't imagine that final sort of 5-6% that we normally get would make too much difference. Let's go for the old knowledge slots. Super soft tyres. We're not going to need medium tyres. Oh, medium tyres. I thought it said intermediates. It didn't. It said medium. And soft tyres for Liani. Okay, let's get going for qualifying. Of course, we want to get out of Q1. Basically, we want to try and get 2 runs in, if we can. So I'll send them out pretty close to each other. It does seem very strange to me that the AI don't decide to do 2 runs when there's clearly time. It gives us a chance to get this optimization, try and get 2 shots at this optimization. It annoys me how it cuts out halfway through on this, because that's not really how it works, but I'm sure I've mentioned that before and I'll mention it 100 times more. Right, we need to speed up a bit. Not quite getting that temperature in yet. We want Casino to be a bit quicker because Liani's too close to him at the moment. Brakes overheating, want to back off a little bit. Liani's getting into that perfect kind of range. Oh, we've overheated. On Casino, overheated and cold on Liani. Okay. This is so much easier if you do it one car at a time. I just don't see how we can get 2 runs in. Mind you, we just about managed it last time. I remember the run in Q2, we just about got away with it. So we either do 1 run for certain and risk one of our drivers not getting it by sending them out a lap apart, or we do what we're doing and guarantee 2 runs. Let's see what the times are. It's going to be a very, very tricky qualifying session. It is bone dry. Definitely no rain forecast, so it's going to be difficult to get through to Q2. Casino 2.2 seconds, Liani 2.1 seconds off the pace. They're not very happy with that. But let's be honest, this is where our car is at the moment. We're seriously lacking in pace, and it would be nice if we pinch a couple of positions, if that. It's going to be very, very difficult. Right, they're going to come back in. We'll have time for 1 more run. I might try and stagger them a bit more, just so that we get a bit more time with each car to try and manage those tyre temps. I don't know that, again, that makes much difference. You could be talking a couple of temps, you could be talking about a second. There goes Silveria and Aloe just ahead of us. So yeah, we're a long way from the field. Let's hope we can improve next time round. We're pretty close to each other though. Right, Casino. We're not going to mess with the setup, so no point. Right, let's go for Super Softs again, fresh set. And let's stagger them a little bit. We got time. What is it? 1 minute 18 around this track. We've got plenty of time. As long as we go out with about 1 minute 30 to go, we have time. Right. Let's manage Casino then. The thing is, they come up so violently. Right, let's send Liani out just in case. That should be enough of a gap. Alright, Casino. Alright, need to speed up a bit, but they're just going to shoot up. I know they are. Really do have to watch it. Need to speed up a bit more. See, brakes to spike. Tyre temps. Ah, that's closer. That's much closer. Right, Liani, you need to step on it a bit. Because obviously the brakes just spike as soon as you get to a braking zone, and all of a sudden they're overheating like that. Right, let's back off a little bit. Hopefully those brakes will come back down. Those tyres are going back down as well though. We need to bring those up. Come on, a bit quicker. He's going to hit this braking zone. They're going to overheat. Perfect tyre temps, overheated brake. How do you get the brakes right in this? If anybody has any advice on qualifying, let me know, because it's driving me crazy. You've almost got to know each track specifically, how to gauge those meters. Again, as I said before, as Casino crosses the line, his message is in the way. He doesn't improve. It's 21-0. That's terrible. Sorry, buddy, but that's awful. How can you not go quicker? Liani looks like he's caught up in traffic here. Yeah, he's lost a bunch of time. Come on, find a tenth of a second. Get 18th, so we're not all the way down the bottom. He doesn't improve it. It's a 120.8. It's 300 slower. We're very much the slowest car. We got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do to get this car forward. Both our drivers eliminated then in Q1. Hardly a surprise. We got a bit lucky. We got a bit lucky last race with the rain. Well, we always seem to be able to outperform the car when it rains, but yep, a lot of work needed on the car. that's for sure. Anyway, that's going to be this episode. Let me know what you think about leaving out practice. Wait and see the single-seater to see if you maybe want a similar thing with this, it all in one episode. I feel with this though, because you have qualifying as well, this would end up being a really, really bloated episode, or I'd have to cut massive chunks out of it. But let me know. You know, I'd like to hear your feedback on it. If you don't normally comment, but you watch the series quite a lot, just leave a yes or no as to whether you prefer this, the way this episode's set out, or not. Or hit that like button. That's a way to gauge it as well, I guess. Feels pretty cheap saying just hit that like button to vote for something. Just to get a like. No, please like me. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You can go back and watch the rest of the series and go and watch the single seater Let's Play, which is well into its second season now, and we're improving vastly race by race in that. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. May well get 9th on the last lap of the race. She is in 9th. Good job. Back in 10th. Bit premature, but here we go. Rounding the final corner, Claudia Dreyfus takes her maiden win in the European Racing Championship. We get our first victory. Look, we're trying to teach people how to do space things here.
We've had a minor accident.
Taking his meat. I've taken it, got it.
Oh, what was that giant thing you just whipped out?